Welcome back to Surviving and Thriving. Today we're going to talk a little bit about the fight that you have to have, the inner resolve that you have to withstand the fight that has come to your house. And that's what it is. It really is a fight. So the first resolve that you have to have as an individual and as a family is that we are not going out like that. This is not our end. We are coming out on top and we will win. You have to sit your family down and set the goal as a family and let everyone know that, you know what, we're going to make it. We're not going to allow this to pull us apart. We're not going to fight through this whole thing. If you don't have that as a conscious decision in your mind, it can easily pull your family apart. So that's the first thing that you need to do. Secondly, the person who is actually physically going through the illness, they need to have that inner resolve, two different inner resolves. The first one says that this is not taking me out. You know, even when the doctors come and say you're not going to make it, we heard that many a times. There has to be something in you that stands up and says that I'm not dying, not today. I have reason to live. I am going to live. Because sometimes the reports can be so doom and so full of gloom. If you can succumb to it mentally, which would actually can help you to succumb to it physically. So there has to be something that stands up in you that's going to fight it. Second of all, you have to have another fight that says that I'm going to do what I'm supposed to do. I'm going to endure these treatments, these doctor's appointments, even though I don't like it and I don't want to. I'm going to get up and move my body, even though it doesn't want to move, even though I may have to, pay for it. Sometimes doing certain things, some physical activity, sometimes pushing the limits on what your body thinks it can do, it would knock me out for, 3-4 days sometimes. Or I knew it was going to cost me physically for a couple weeks, but I was not going to allow myself to succumb to what was coming at me. I was going to fight it on every end, and you have to fight it on every end to get to where it is that you want to go. Also, there has to be a fight within the persons that are the caretakers, the people that are surrounding the person who is going through and that loves them. There has to be that fight that says I'm going to be encouraging when I don't feel encouraging. I'm going to endure the things that's coming at me because the weight of the world is going to be on your shoulders. And you're going to have to try to figure out how to do something that there's no pathway for you to just follow. You're going to have to figure it out on your own, but you're going to have to say that this is not going to take your family out. You're going to be a light even when you don't feel like a light. And you have to have the resolve to say that you can hold it together. And how do you hold it together? Likewise, you have to have the same motivation. Not the same motivation, but you have to have an inner motivation for yourself. For my husband, he had to be motivated to keep his family together. He had to know that he loved his wife and he didn't want to live a life without her, so he had to do what he had to do. He had to know that he wanted to keep his family strong and keep his family together, so he wasn't going to send his kids off. He was going to make the fight to keep his family together. In the end, you have to do you. Whatever your fight is, or whatever fight is to you, you have to have that. In all things that we ever talk about, always remember to do you. Figure out who you are and what makes the most sense for your life and for your world. So for you, it may not be your husband and kids that may motivate you. It may be you want to accomplish something in life. It may be that you want to experience something in life. Whatever your motivation is, let it motivate you and let it stand up within you and be the resolve that helps you and your family to endure all that comes against you, so that you can move from surviving to thriving. Thank you, and we'll talk again here soon. Bye.